Hello everyone, this is Sweta here and this is my first video for the topic comparing quantities. So the topics to be covered in this video will be, we will discuss different ways of comparison where it will be comparison by difference, comparison by division and comparison by percentage. Then I will be solving example sums from NCERT as well as try these questions from NCERT textbook. So comparison by difference. So Salini has 42 marbles and her younger brother Syam has 27 marbles. Okay, so both are brother and sister. Salini is having 42 marbles and younger brother Syam is having 27 marbles. So if you see the number of marbles, so you can say that Salini is having more marbles. Okay, but how much more marbles Salini is having? To find that we have to subtract the number of marbles, right? So when I subtract, we can see that Salini is having 15 more marbles than Syam. So this way of comparison is known as comparison by difference. So comparison by division. So I went to a car showroom and I have seen MG compact car. The cost of that MG compact car was 8 lakhs rupees. I have denoted that cost as C1. Then I went to another car showroom and I have seen Tata Nano car. The cost of that car was 4 lakhs rupees and I have denoted it as C2. Now when I divided their cost, I have seen that C1 by C2 I have got as 2 by 1. And when I cross multiply it, okay, when I cross multiply, I have got here as C1 is equal to 2 into C2. Now, what is the meaning of this? So from here, I can say that the cost of MG compact car is 2 times the cost of Tata Nano car, isn't it? So this comparison by division is also known as ratio because it tells us how many times one quantity is more than the other quantity. And ratio does not have any unit and the symbol is colon and we have to read it as is to. And we can find the ratio of two quantity if they are of the same unit. Now comparison by percentage. So Minu and Supriya, there are two friends. Minu scored 70 marks out of 100 and Supriya scored 80 marks out of 200. Who performed better? Now Supriya and Minu, they were fighting. Like Supriya was telling I have scored better, but Minu was telling I have scored better. So they went near their parent and their parent told that as their total marks is different. See, Minu scored 70 out of 100 and Supriya scored 80 marks out of 200. So in such situation, we have to find the percentage of their marks. Okay, and how to find percentage? The formula is marks obtained divided by total marks into 100, right? So let's find the percentage of marks scored by Meenu and Supriya one by one. So Meenu's percentage is 70 by 100 into 100%. So Meenu got 70% marks. Whereas Supriya's percentage is 80 by 200 multiplied by 100%. So Supriya's percentage is 40%. So if we see the percentage, clearly we can tell that Meenu's performance was better than Supriya, isn't it? Here I will see how to convert fraction or ratio to percentage. So to convert fraction or ratio to percentage, multiply fraction or ratio by 100 and put the percent sign. So let's see some example. So first example is you have to convert 5 by 4 to percent. So as per this condition, how will you convert this into percent? You have to multiply 5 by 4 into 100 and put the percent sign. So here now we have to reduce it. So 4 table 4 times 1 is 4 and 4 times 25 will give me 100. So the percentage will be 5 into 25%. Now which will further give me 125%, isn't it? So the fraction 5 by 4, if I convert to percent, I am getting 125%. Now next, to how to convert the ratio 4 is to 5 to percentage. Now again you have to use the same method. 4 is to 5 means we can write it as 4 by 5 and then again I have to multiply by 100 and put the percent sign. So now here again we have to reduce it. So 5 times 1 and 5 times 20. So here I will get 4 into 20, 80%. Clear? Now this question I have taken from NCERT textbook. This is example number 1. And the question is, a picnic is being planned in a school for class 7. Girls are 60% of the total number of students and are 18 in number. So girls are 60% also of the total number of students and the number of girls are 18. The picnic site is 55 kilometers from the school and the transport company is charging at the rate of 12 rupees per kilometer. So the total cost of refreshment will be 4,280 rupees. Now see the question. Now the first question is you have to find the ratio of number of girls to number of boys. So in the question, if you see, number of girls are given, but number of boys are not given. So our first thing is to find the number of boys in the class. So what I can say, let the total number of students be X. So from here what I can write, as we know that the girls are 60% of the total student and they are 18 in numbers, I can write 60% of X will be equal to 18, right? Now after this we have to calculate it. So 60% means out of 100. So 60% means 60 by 100. Of means multiplication and then you have to multiply by X. This will give the value as 18. Now you can reduce it. So 2 times 3, 2 times 5 and now we have to solve it. So 3x will be equal to 18 into 5 and the value of x will be 18 into 5 divided by 3 and I can further reduce it. So 6 into 5 I have got 30. So the number of students in the class are 13. So now I got my total number of students as 30 and number of girls are 18. So from here I can find the number of boys. So number of boys will be 30 minus 18. And if you do 30 minus 18, you will get 12. So number of boys are 12 and number of girls are 18. Now we can find the ratio. So ratio of number of girls to number of boys. Now in ratio the order matters. So if you see here, first it is written number of girls. So while finding ratio also, we have to write first number of girls and then you have to write number of boys. Now I am going to reduce it. So 6 table, 6 threes are 18, 6 twos are 12. So the ratio is 3 is to 2. Clear? Now the second question is, the picnic site is 55 kilometers from the school and the transport company is charging at the rate of 12 rupees per kilometer. The total cost of refreshment will be 4,280 rupees. Find the cost per head if two teachers are also going with the class. So if you see here, I have represented here, if this is a school and this is picnic, the distance between them is 55 kilometers. So let's first find the transportation charge. Okay. So transportation charge is given for 1 kilometer, they have to pay 12 rupees. So first find out how much distance they are covering. So from school to picnic, 55 kilometers. But if they have gone for the picnic, they have to come back to school also, right? So the distance covered will be school to picnic and then picnic to school. So both the ways distance you have to consider. So transportation charge will be distance both ways multiplied by their rate. So if you find the value over here, so it will be distance both ways means 2 into 55 kilometer and the rate is 12 rupees. And if you solve this, 2 into 55 is 110 and 110 into 12 if you do, the cost you are going to get as 1,320 rupees. So this was the transportation charge. Now there was a refreshment cost also. So the total cost of the refreshment was 4,280 rupees. So total expenses will be refreshment charge plus transportation charge. And if you find this value, so refreshment charge is 4,280 rupees plus transportation charge is 1,320 rupees. And if you add both, you are going to get as 5,600 rupees. So the total expense is 5,600 rupees. Now, what you have to find? You have to find cost per head if two teachers are also going with the class. And now we have already calculated that there are 18 girls 12 boys, and then you have to add these 2 teachers also. So number of people who are going for the picnic will be 18 girls plus 12 boys plus 2 teachers. So they will be together 32 people. Okay. So there are 32 persons who are going for the picnic. Now you have to find cost per head. So this 5,600 rupees you have to divide among these 32 person. So it will be amount spent for one person will be 5,600 divided by 32, and if you divide it you are going to get 175 rupees. So each person will give 175 rupees. Question number 3. If their first stop is at a place 22 km from the school, what percent of the total distance of 55 km is this? And then you have to find what percent of the distance is left to be covered. So after covering 22 kilometers, they have taken the first stop. So the distance between school and picnic, we know it is 55 kilometers. So if suppose they have taken the first stop over here, so this distance is 22 kilometers. So the question says that you have to find first what percent of this distance is covered. Okay, so what is the percentage of this distance covered till the first stop? So to find the percent, first of all, we have to try to find the fraction of the distance covered. So out of total distance, which was 55 kilometer, 22 kilometer distance they have covered. So first we have to find the fraction of the distance covered till the first stop. So total distance is 55 and the distance of the place where first stop was made was 22 kilometer. So the fraction of the distance covered till the first stop will be 22 divided by 55. So out of total distance which was 55, 22 kilometer they have covered. Now you can reduce it. So 11 times 2, 11 times 5. So I got the fraction as 2 by 5. And now we have already studied how to convert a fraction to percentage. So to convert fraction to percentage, we have to multiply this fraction by 100 and then you have to put the percent sign. So let's calculate the percentage. So it will be 2 by 5 multiply by 100 and then put the percent sign. Now you have to reduce it. So 5 times 1, 5 times 20. So you are going to get 2 into 20 which is 40%. Okay. So the percentage of the distance they have covered is 40%. Now you have to find out the percent which is left to be covered. So if you cover the full distance, it means 100% distance you have covered, right? If you cover from school to picnic, complete 55 kilometer, it means you have covered 100% of the distance. But till now you have covered only 40%. So the remaining percentage will be 100% minus 40%. Okay, so the percentage of the distance which is left to be covered will be 100% minus 40% and which will give you 60%. So this question I have taken from NCERT textbook. This is a try these question. In this question, the information given is as follows. In a primary school, the parents were asked about the number of hours they spend per day in helping their children to do their homework. Okay, so depending on the information they have collected from parents, they have represented that data in the pie chart. So according to this pie chart, if you see, 50% of the parents, they did not help their children at all in doing their homework. 30% of the parent, they are helping their children for half an hour to 1.5 hours, and 20% of the children, they are helping for more than 1.5 hours. And one more value is given that 30% of the parent who are helping their children to complete the homework for half an hour to 1.5 hours are 90 parents. Okay. And your first question is how many parents were surveyed in total? So from this information that 30% of the total parent is given as 90. Now from this information, I am going to find the total number of parents which they have surveyed. So first, let's assume that the total number of parents surveyed be X. And then the number of parents who help the children to complete the homework for half an hour to 1.5 hour are 90, right? So I can write from here that 30% of X, okay, 30% of X is equal to 90 because it is given in the pie chart that 30% of the parent are 90. So 30% means 30 by 100 into x will give me 90. So from here, if I am going to solve it, I will get 3x is equal to 90 into 10, and the value of x which I am going to get will be 90 into 10 divided by 3, and I can reduce it 3 times 1, 3 times 30. So all together I can see there are 300 parents which they have surveyed. Okay, so in all, how many parents they have surveyed? They have surveyed 300 parents. Now the second part is how many said that they did not help. So if you see this pie chart, from this pie chart it is very much clear that 50% of the parents they did not help at all. So how to find how many parents actually they did not help? We already know that the total number of parents are 300, right? So number of parents who did not help will be 50% of 300. Okay, and 50% of 300, if you see, it will be 50 by 100 into 300, and if you are going to reduce it, 100 times 3 will give 300. So 50 into 3 is equal to 150. So 150 parents, they did not help their children at all in doing their homework. Now the next question is how many said that they help for more than 1.5 hours. So more than 1.5 hours, if you see this pie chart, the percentage is given as 20%. It means 20% of the total parent, okay, they help their children for more than 1.5 hours. So how to calculate it? So you can do it like 20% of 300, and which you can write as 20 by 100 into 300, and again you have to reduce it 100 times 3, and you are going to get as 20 into 3, which will give you 60 parents. Okay, so 60 parents have helped for more than 1.5 hours. Now this is a practice worksheet where I've given around 5 questions, and the answer key I'm going to provide in my next video. So please like, share and subscribe my channel, and if you have any doubt in any particular topic, you can put it up in the comment box. Thank you.